Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, so welcome back. Okay, so for today, we'll be challenging drum programming because I've been asked about it a couple of times. And I know, like in certain countries for sure, a lot of the times drum programming is one of the things that people always ask about. So let's get into it. Okay, so for now, I've just put together like a simple rhythm we can use. I put together a simple rhythm like we could use like to just get the vibe going. Yeah, so very simple. Well, it probably not sounding simple, but to me it's simple. Like, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 samples being used. I would say it's simple. Yeah, and some of them are layered, as you can see. So in my case, it's simple. It's simple. Yes, people, it's simple. And let's leave it as simple. So yeah, so let's just put in a track. Now for my choice of drum plugin, I like to use the FPC. And as I've said it before, the reason I use the FPC is because I can get everything in one. So instead I have to go like, you see, similar for like if I'm making like the rhythm, I have to go like track by track to make the changes. With the MPC, the FPC, I can just go inside there and I'll get everything in one place. So if I play on my keyboard, for example, yeah, so basically like that. So that is the reason why I like the FPC, because of the ability to have everything in one place. So yeah, that's my choice for the FPC. Not because of like, I don't really use the FPC like presets or anything like that. I just use my samples in the FPC. So I just use the drum rack function of it, basically the collective function. So let's get into it. So usually, I would like drum one. The first thing is here. Bouyon is a 4 on the floor kind of genre for kick. So your kick has to have that doop 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 4 on the floor. Usually I like to put my bar up to like the 4 bars. So that is 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar. Because by there I can have like the nicer the groove on my bouyon going. So I like that 4 bar stuff. Then the next thing with bouyon is like the snare usually has like, there is probably like 3, 4, or 5 set snare patterns in bouyon. But the fundamental snare pattern of bouyon is this right here. Let's go to 4 beat. This one right here. So in the first 4 bars here, you put it on the fourth one. Then in this section here, you put it on the second. So you need that pack, 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 tack, tack, tack. So tack, tack. Now you need that going steady. So let me just loop that, duplicate that. Now in Bouyon drum patterning, like not every time you would need the toms, but usually for one of the basic Bouyon drum patterning, the toms is part of the play. So you would have the toms here. If you want a deeper sounding tom, you could go for anyone. Like it's based on what samples you load. Me, based on how I have my samples loaded in, I have like 4 different tom options. Usually I like to come here and do this. So like there's like a slight change in tone for my toms. So usually I don't really put my toms loud. So yeah. Let's give a drum bus a little fattening up. Mm. Here we go. Okay, and then we just dial that back down a little bit. Take on some of the wet. Okay, so this just fattened up our drums a little bit, give it some taste, give it flavor, give it vibe, give it drive, push, bring it outside there. As you can see now, you hear the toms a lot more because it's adding harmonics to the higher frequencies and so forth. So yeah, so with that, the next thing would be your hi-hats. One of the most frequent Bouyon hi-hats is there's like about 5 minimum different hi-hats for like Bouyon. Yeah, like so there's like 5 of them or so. So I would say the most generally used one is this one right here. So you would have your open hat first, then you have your close hat, open hat. So it's like this right here. Usually a lot of the times we like to like have like a little something like that. So it would come here. So you could do it if you like your close hat. So it would be like this. In my case, I have something called a pedal hat. So it's like more of a pedalish song. So I like to use that here instead. And yeah, so that's the basic thing. Another thing I like to do, in my case, to make more of a live drummer sound. Because I don't really like my drums to sound that programmed. Like that much programmed. I like to try and give it as much of a realistic feeling as possible, because I listen to rock music, as you guys know, and yeah, we all know what rock music is with drums. So in like a live drummer setting, you would kind of have like how to say, you'd kind of have your pedal open and close, so there would be like a song around that in this area right here. So you have so when you bring up your when you bring up your foot for the open hi-hats and then you close it down, you'd have that song from the pedal hi-hat right there. So I like to replicate that. So instead of just, we'd have the so I usually put this here as well. Also sometimes I put it here as well. I don't always do it all through, so a lot of times I'd probably do it like on the second, every second one. And I'd bring down the sound of it, the velocity. Okay, so now that you have that, you basically have your drums programmed. So you could go on there now and you could duplicate your drums. Now the next step would be here. So the first thing I would bring in my crash. And then I would bring in my splash. Which one was it? This is the left side, this is the right side. Okay. So usually I have my splash and my crash panned. So this one is panned to the left, this to the right, this to the left. So I have two splashes. Each splash has its own pan and the crash is usually to the left. So if I have like the crash coming on the left side, I'd bring in the splash on the right side next. But if I have like something like this, so like this is why I have two splashes. So this is the reason why I have two splashes, for in case of situations like that where I need to go so it's like, yeah. So yeah, so this is the first thing, to bring in a splash and your crash. This is a must. Like this is where you know, boom, you have something. Now once you have that, the first thing I would do, usually I would fit here first. So yeah, I would do like a simple roll, like a very simple roll. So probably just this, and then my kick. So that would be my simple roll, because the way I treat it is like, I treat my drums in like a 8 bar section. So like up to 8 in a 8 bar section. That's how that's the way I usually drum. When I drum Bouyon, that's how I drum. So I treat it like a 8 bar section. I'll have like a simple roll there, and then I would have like my big roll after, like in the transition period. Because usually you either have verses / chorus or rhythms coming for like a 8 bar section and then switch. Check. So like if I had to make like a different rhythm section, for instance. Okay, duplicate that rhythm. So I have this little simple lead tone here. Let's see if I have to bring it in another part, it will come in here after that 8 bars. So basically, you get the general idea. So in the case of rhythm changes in Bouyon, for like chants and so on, that's usually when the rhythm changes come in. And then even in the case of like general music structure on a whole, you have verses coming for like 8 bars, chorus for 8 bars, or they duplicate them to like 16. That's the basic arrangement structure for music. So I'd have my simple rule here, like in between, like on the 4th bar, to like give it to spice it up, like ear candy, like not make you bored, give the music some little vibe. But the big role would come here in this section, where you know you reach the end of a segment and ready to go into a new segment. So from there, I'll start to make my big changes. So let's see, probably make some ghost notes. Basically, you can treat it how you want. Like, that is where you just do as much crazy stuff as possible. You can even add a splash here. So that would be your basic drum structure. And like, let's say if you probably want to add another drum structure in, my case, another one of my favorite drum structure is like for more of a hype up section. I would do something like this. Or you could do it this way instead. example, this one. Let's get rid of the hats. Which is like similar to your kick. It's like a 4 on the floor hat movement. For it to remove this one. Similar, you could duplicate it here with something else instead. So yeah, so this is it, and then you have the old school style. Let's get rid of the hats again. And the old school style is more, is easier because it's more of a like, yeah. So you would take your thumbs. This is the old school style. It doesn't really utilize thumbs as per se. You have instances, but not really. It's a rare situation. Yeah. Yeah. And then you just bring it in like this. Yeah, so that's it basically. So that's like the basic Bouyon drum structure in, along with like the few others that I just showed rather quickly. But yeah, so like once you have the basis of like the 4 on the floor kick and you have that tack tack snare, you got it. Other things you can bring in here and there. You can even experiment. Like, you don't need to stay as simple as possible. You can experiment. You could try something. Who knows? The good thing about it being programmed as well, while you want it to sound real, you could also just go outside there and explore and do couple of the crazy stuff. Um, so you don't really have any limitations. I just like to keep my drums as realistic as possible. So that's one thing. But it's all up to you guys. So once again, thanks for coming in. We had this very little nice section right here. Another thing to add, like recently there was some people that told me that they were not able to get onto the site for the sample packs, the Riddim packs, and so on, the templates. I there seemed to have been some issue with the provider, and I checked again recently and it's back up. So for those guys that were checking and wasn't getting through, you could check again. Like, it should be there. If for some reason you're still having any issues with it, my email is available. Just send me an email, let me know that you're interested in the pack. I will send you a PayPal link that you could send the money to, and then I will give you a link via email for you to download the pack. So if you have any problems with the site for you to get the sample pack, just let me know and I will help you get that issue rectified. So yeah, so this was our little video for today, which is drum programming for Bouyon, and I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments. See you next time.